we're going to be talking about the Dalai Lama. Y'all thought the Catholics were rising up because it's Easter. It turns out the Dalai Lama himself is also rising up. And what I mean by that is he's taking a book right out of the Catholic Church, okay? He's taking a page right out of the Catholic Church's book, the good book, the Holy Bible. Turns out, I saw this tweet earlier today and thought maybe it's not that big of a deal. I was wrong because the Dalai Lama's account was grossly misrepresenting exactly what went down. We'll look at the E1 podcast thing in a second. Basically, the Dalai Lama came out of the gates swinging with a PR notes app apology. He said a video clip has been circulating that shows a recent meeting when a young boy asked His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, if he could give him a hug. His Holiness wishes to apologize to the boy and his family as well as his many friends across the world for the hurt his words may have caused. His Holiness often teases people he meets in an innocent and playful way, even in public before the cameras. He regrets the incident. Now, when I saw this, I thought, what a weird thing. Like, why are people mad at him? He just hugged a kid? I don't understand it. And perhaps that was the intention. That's the reason why they grossly misrepresented the actual situation at play, okay? It's not that the kid was asking for a young boy, hug from a young Dalai Lama. He was playfully asking for way more than that. Dalai Lama calls up a minor boy, kisses him on the lips, and asks for a tongue kiss like he's Tom Brady. Also, notice where he takes the boy's hand. This is disgusting and appears to be a case of child molestation. Turns out, it's more than even Tom Brady.
And suck my tongue.
Okay, that's wild. I mean, is this a mistranslation? What the fuck's going on? The 14th Dalai Lama owned 8,000 kilograms of gold, 500 million USD, 6,000 serfs, and slave boys. It seems like this Dalai Lama needs to get his fucking money up, not his funny up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah? The previous Dalai Lama had 6,000 serfs? That's only going to make me grind harder, okay? Bro, why do you say that in English, dude? What the fuck was that? Here's what I don't understand. Like, is this like I don't know, is this a cultural thing? Do people suck each other's tongues? I don't know. Don't get mad at me. I don't know. I'm telling you, I don't know. I'm trying to be like as open-minded as possible. It looks nasty as fuck. It looks insane. Are we maybe applying Western morality and etiquette to people of other cultures? Maybe in their culture there isn't a sexual connotation when kissing someone on the lips. I mean, that's what I was thinking, but he said it in English and he said, suck my tongue. Here's the original video. That one was dubbed.
It's a question.
The Dalai Lama offered excuses for kissing a child on the mouth and asking him to suck his tongue. They should criminally prosecute him for sexual abuse of minors and for being depraved, a degenerate. I am not going to make any assertions further on this until I hear from the #1 cuties fan on the internet, Sneeko, until he defends the Dalai Lama, simply stating that that's a normal thing to do. I'm not going to make any assertions on this. I'm waiting for Sneeko to come out of the gate swinging to defend this one too. Inevitably, I'm sure it will happen, okay? I love how Sneeko is the groundhog for pedophilia. It's Groundhog Day, baby. And Sneeko's back. The 14th is the current Dalai Lama. Apparently, they did own 6K slaves and serfs until democratic... Wait, this is the Dalai Lama that had 6,000 slaves? Now he can't even go about sucking a child's tongue without getting canceled, dude. You know, capitalism, not so great, huh? Western capitalists, not so great. Well, actually, if they had their way, Dalai Lama would still have slaves, I suspect. This is all the CCP, Communist Chinese parties doing, stopping him from... doing what he wants to do. Cancel culture, it's probably a Chinese communist propaganda to cancel the Dalai Lama like this. That's right. I found the angle, boys. I found the angle. Wait, what the fuck? It is Tibetan tradition to stick your tongue out as a greeting and the English isn't his first language. The insinuation here is gross. Wait, for real? So what's up with that? So like, what? Are they sucking tongues left and right? Like, I'm confused. Why is this guy defending asking a child? Probably worth reading. Suck my tongue. The Dalai Lama video controversy explained. Brother, I'm not going to lie. Okay, this reeks as doing a little bit of cover up for the Dalai Lama. I'm sorry, but it's fucking feels a lot like, people are engaging in a way to just try and make it like, if that was the case, he probably would have fucking said that in an apology. That's a good point. He'd be like, oh, it's just a common Tibetan greeting to, you know, have your tongue sucked by a child. In Tibet, sticking out one's tongue is known as a traditional greeting, stemming from a 9th century myth about an unpopular king with a black tongue. When the king died, Tibetans began revealing their tongues to show they hadn't become his incarnate. Yeah, I think like, you know, you can stick your tongue out to be like, you know, I'm chill. It's a little different when you're like, hey, can you suck my tongue, please? That's wild. That's like Elon Musk saying, calling someone a pedophile is not defamation. It's just a South African cultural reference point. How many times is he, who else's tongues is he sucked on? Or asked to have their tongues be sucked? Yeah, the tongue thing is a greeting. Nothing to do with sucking tongues. LA Times from 1997 about the greeting thing. Yeah, I think, guys, I'm going to be honest. I think the Dalai Lama just wanted to have this child suck his tongue. I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but this Dalai Lama guy, he seems kind of wild, okay? Like, I don't know if you can hit the, wow, you're being culturally insensitive right now line here pretty hard. It's like the Vatican can't get away with that shit. You know what I mean? Sorry, Sweaty, you're being culturally insensitive. Catholic priests have to molest young children, okay? Like, you don't understand. It's just their culture. Like, that's not, like, I'm not, like, Mr. fucking neoliberal Western monoculture guy, but, you know, maybe I'm being a little insensitive here, but holy fuck. Also, let's be real, we have no right to judge the Baltimore Archdiocese for following the deep-rooted traditions of being Italian. Your chat making excuses for this guy's disgusting. They would absolutely not have the same energy when it comes to Arab culture or any culture from the bad guys. Wait, first of all, I don't even think there's any people in the chat that are legitimately making excuses for the Dalai Lama. I think we're just like, one, trying to comprehend it a little bit, and two, like we're trying to exhaust what the counter propaganda could be. Do you see what I'm saying? Like we're looking at like what the counter to this is to better understand it and form an opinion on the issue. People aren't grossed out that he stuck out his tongue. It's because he asked the kid to suck it. Yeah, literally. I'm Tibetan. He's right. In fact, Agent Smith Jr. I'm Tibetan. He's right. In fact, we do a greeting whereas someone puts out his tongue, usually an older person, and asks the other person to suck it, but it's not really sucking, more like a peck. This trend started in 1998 when The Undertaker threw mankind. You're such a piece of shit. Why am I reading this? You're a fucking asshole, dude. Okay? Fucking... Only the cousins, brother. This trend started in Tibet only for the cousins, if you know what I'm saying. You know, cousin sucking. It's just, that's what we call it. Tibet! r/world news Redditors thought this was a Chinese deepfake before the Western media reported it. Yeah, I mean, anyway. Let's see. So let's see what the NDTV article is talking about. A Tibetan spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama, has apologized after a viral video on social media showed him asking a boy to suck my tongue. A video clip has been circulating that shows a recent meeting when a young boy asks His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, if he could give him a hug. His Holiness wishes to apologize to the boy and his family, as well as his many friends across the world, for the hurt his words may have caused, the spiritual leader's office said in a statement. What is the controversy? I don't know. I wonder what the controversy might be. Perhaps it has something to do with this like 700-year-old religious figure asking a literal child, in his words, to suck his tongue. I think that's the controversy. It's pretty open and shut. The incident took place during an interaction on February 28th at the event Mikliad Ganj, a suburb of Dharamshala. According to The Guardian, around 100 school students were present at the event, which was organized at a temple. One of the students present there asked the Dalai Lama on microphone if he can hug him. The 87-year-old asked the boy to come up to the platform where he was seated. The monk then planted a kiss on the boy's lips as he leaned in to pay his respects. He then stuck his tongue out while placing his forehead against the boy's and asked the child to suck it. The boy moved away while the Dalai Lama laughed and pulled the boy in for another hug, said the outlet. The reactions. The video was recorded by one of the attendees and amassed more than 1 million views. Twitter users slammed the footage, calling it disgusting and absolutely sick. Utterly shocked to see this display by the hashtag Dalai Lama. In the past, too, he's had to apologize for his sexist comments by saying, "Now suck my tongue to a small boy is disgusting," tweeted one of the users. What did I just see? What that child must be feeling? Disgusting, said another. Tibetan culture and tongue greetings. According to a 2014 BBC article, sticking out your tongue can be considered as rude, but in Tibet, it's a way of greeting. It has been a tradition followed by the Tibetan people since the 9th century when the region was ruled by Long Drama, who was known for a black tongue. After the death of the king, the locals started showing their tongues when asked to confirm that they are not like him or his reincarnation. The Institute of East Asian Studies, UC Berkeley, also mentions this in 2014 piece. Okay, but like, that's bullshit. that might be an actual tradition, but asking someone to suck your tongue is not. So why did you not clear that part up? It doesn't seem like anywhere were they saying, suck my tongue. That's not a Tibetan tradition, it seems. What the fuck is going on? This was way past the greeting stage too. Yeah, he already did the fucking greeting. That's a wild way to try and fucking defend this dude. I mean, that's actually... Other controversies involving the Dalai Lama. In 2019, the Dalai Lama apologized for saying that if his successor were to be a woman, she would have to be attractive. The comments were criticized around the world, were made in an interview with the BBC. In the same year, he also triggered a controversy after saying Europe belongs to the Europeans on the issue of immigrants. Bro, stay in your own lane. Like, what do you mean? Why the fuck are you getting involved in like white nativist sentiment about European migration patterns? Like, what the fuck is going on? Bro, if I lost 6,000 slaves, I'd be working to recover them, okay? That's what I'd be doing. Worry about that, motherfucker. What are you doing? $500 million, dude? That's crazy. He's out here fucking talking about this. Stay in your lane, dog. Clip it is a joke. Please be careful when reporting on this stuff. You don't want libertarians to see this and think they can tongue kiss kids in Tibet. Yeah, all the sex tourists are gonna fucking be like, oh shit, we gotta go to Tibet, dog. That's crazy. Could it be onset dementia? I do think that it probably is. It could be like dementia in the sense that, you know, he doesn't realize that that's gonna not look good for him. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what's going on. Like, it's probably something he does, but now it's just like he's not supposed to. He has no control factor that would stop him from doing it publicly. Anyway, in 2018, he said that Mahatma Gandhi wanted to give the prime ministership to Muhammad Ali Jinnah, but Jawaharlal Nehru refused as he was self-centered. He added that India and Pakistan would have remained united had Mahatma Gandhi's come true. The Tibetan spiritual leader later apologized for his remark. The Dalai Lama remains the universally recognized face of a movement for Tibetan autonomy. He fled to India in 1959 after a failed uprising against Chinese rule in Tibet, is regarded by Beijing as a separatist. Last month, the Dalai Lama named an 8-year-old U.S.-born Mongolian boy as the 10th Kalka Jetsun Dampa Rinpoche, the 3rd highest rank in Tibetan Buddhism. Wait, what? Bro, why the fuck is there not like cool shit in like American Christianity? Like, dude, that's sick. Like, you give rankings and stuff to just like random children. That's pretty fire. Like, imagine. Isn't it like Avatar: The Last Airbender where they like play with toys and shit, and then like if your child plays with like a particular toy, then you're like, oh, that's the reincarnation. Like, it's that sort of like cool stuff. Look, you know what my take is on religion. If it's not like harmful, I don't really care if people believe in whatever the fuck they believe in, as long as they're not like using it as a justification for their bigotry. But like things of that nature, like playing with toys and whatever, like that stuff is cool. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, this guy's gonna be the next pope because he's playing with these specific toys. Like, he's gravitating towards the specific toys that you know, that only the Dalai Lama would play with. That was an episode of King of the Hill. No, but isn't that a real thing? He's ancient and honestly irrelevant in the grand scheme. I don't think he's... What? Bro, what do you mean? Like, even this article admits, like, this guy is seen as the beacon of, like, Tibetan autonomy against China. What the fuck are you talking about? If you think that he is, like, irrelevant when he is seen as, like, the one, a spiritual leader that is profoundly important, and two, spiritually and physically the guy who is leading Tibetan autonomy, you know, it's not irrelevant. It's like saying Joe Brandon smelled. If Joe Brandon did this, like, it would not be irrelevant. You know what I mean? His horniness is a genuine politician, and that makes this 10x shittier. Yeah, he seemed like a prophet. That's how the aviator was chosen. These chatters are just uncultured and are missing out. You mean the avatar? Wait, hold on. I think the Dalai Lama shit is real too. Once these visions and signs have been followed up and a potential child has been found, there's a series of tests to verify the rebirth. The child is presented with artifacts, some of which belong to the previous Dalai Lama. If the child identifies which objects belong to the Dalai Lama, it is taken as a sign. I fucking called it, dude. I'm so much more cultured than you. All you motherfuckers are like, it's Avatar: The Last Airbender. No, guess what? That's how you find the Avatar, but they stole that from the Dalai Lama. It was also an episode in my favorite slice of life anime, King of the Hill. Back when China took over Tibet, the Dalai Lama was seen by Western nations like the U.S. as their best bet to jumpstart a nationalist movement against the communists. So we'll back him up 100%. In fact, he tried to retake Tibet in 1998 when Undertaker threw mankind off of a cage at Hell in a Cell. Dude, that's so crazy how linked that powerful moment from WWF was with respect to like the Free Tibet movement. It's wild to consider, but it's real, definitely.